this is some ideas for The Sims 4. If new to the game, or if you are a long-term player and the gameplay might be getting a little bit stale and you're just wondering, what can I do in the game? Well, there's lots of challenges that you can do in The Sims that the community have created, which I think is quite frankly pretty awesome. Here's some challenges that you can try out in The Sims 4. They are family-centered challenges that will keep you playing with your Sims for longer. Okay, so the first challenge is called the Legacy Challenge. The Legacy Challenge is created and maintained, the original Legacy Challenge, that is, by Simmer Pinstar and his wife Imagining Mystic. It started back in the days of Sims 2, when Pinstar had a brilliant idea to create a gameplay challenge focused on the new generational system introduced in The Sims 2. The concept was simple. Start with one Sim on a giant plot of empty land with very little money and work your way up to success and prosperity over a period of 10 generations. In practice, it was much more challenging than it seemed on the surface, and Simmers worldwide fell in love with the challenge. Since then, Pinstar and his wife have adapted the challenge for The Sims 3 and The Sims 4, providing millions of Simmers around the world with endless fun and entertainment. I will put the legacy rules in the chat for you. Like I said, there are loads of different legacy challenges out there, each with their own separate bit of rules, but this is the original one. So then we've got the Not So Berry Challenge. The Not So Berry Challenge was created by popular YouTuber Little Simzy and her friend Always Simming as a way to poke fun at the popular berry sim aesthetic at the time. The Not So Berry Challenge is similar in concept to the Legacy Challenge, except each generation has to complete a series of goals themed around a specific color. The Not So Berry Challenge ended up becoming even more popular than the many berry-themed challenges that were available, and this is down to the fact that each generation's goals are challenging but attainable, and are also quite silly. They embrace the silliness of the berry sim aesthetic in a really fun, lighthearted way. I've never tried the Not So Berry Challenge, but I'm up to trying it at some point if you all would like me to. The Not So Berry rules can be found, again, I will put them in the chat for you all. The next challenge, and a lot of you, if you play The Sims, or if you played The Sims for a while, you'll probably have heard of this one. It's the 100 Baby Challenge. It's a really popular challenge originally written for The Sims 2 by Amisays, then adapted for The Sims 3 by various different authors, and finally adapted for The Sims 4 by Snarky Witch. Snarky Witch's motivation for adapting the challenge for The Sims 4 was simply that they wanted to play the challenge in The Sims 4, but could only find the Sims 3 version. The objective of the challenge is the same no matter what version you're playing. Give birth to 100 babies in as few generations as possible. It's a very challenging challenge, especially if you decide to only do the one generation 100 baby challenge. That would require either aging turned off, which is a bit of a cheat, or constantly having your Sims drink youth potions. Loads of fun, challenge that's loads of fun, very chaotic because you have to raise lots of kids. It's literally a case of get your Sim pregnant, have the baby, take care of the baby, and as soon as you have one baby, you gotta get pregnant again because, you gotta get up to 100. And yeah, it's a very long-term challenge, but loads of fun. If you want the rules for that challenge, again, 100 Baby Challenge will be put down in the chat. The next challenge is the Genesis Challenge. Now, this is again by Snarky Witch, and it's a lesser-known challenge. It's not a super popular one. It gives the players a lot of freedom to play their own way, which is kind of unique to Sims 4 challenges. A lot of Sims 4 challenges have restrictions, as in you must do this in Generation 1, you must do this in Generation 2, and so on. But this challenge basically allows you to do whatever you want. While the general theme of the Genesis Challenge is based on the book of Genesis in the Bible, the challenge itself is not religious in any way. The basic concept is to start with 2 Sims in a completely empty world. So you start with 2 Sims and repopulate the entire world with the descendants of those 2 original Sims. Interesting challenge. I will, of course, put the rules for you in the chat. Moving on to the next challenge, Decades. Sims 4 Decades Challenge. This is a really popular challenge. I've seen loads of people do it. Basically, with the Sims 4 and all of the Sims really, a weird thing about the Sims 4 or the Sims games in generally is that you can play through infinite generations of Sims, but the world around them stays the same. The buildings don't age unless you do it yourself. Technology doesn't change. Fashion and cultural norms don't shift over time, and it's a little bit, once you notice that and your brain clicks, it comes out into the forefront. You're like, it feels off. You know, if you've got like 50 generations, for example, and everything's still the same, it's like, it's a little bit weird. It's like time has stood still or something. The Decades Challenge helps to counteract this. Start off in the 1890s and slowly work your way up to our current time, with each new generation representing a new decade. It's very interesting. So, you know, your first generation would be the 1890s, and then their children would be the early 1900s, their children would be 1910s, and so on, all the way up to current times. Definitely an interesting challenge, especially with the rules, which I will put in the chat for you all. If you are looking for a generational challenge, yeah, I definitely recommend giving this one a go. We've got one more challenge for you, and this is a short form family challenge. It's called The Wonder Child. It's again by Pinstar. It's perfect for simmers who aren't really interested in playing multiple generations. So if you're the kind of simmer who likes playing one family, and then like once your original Sims die, you kind of go, yeah, not really interested in playing anymore, and you start a new family, this is the challenge for you. The challenge can be completed in 1 generation. The objective is the challenge to have 1 child and raise that child to be perfect in every way possible by the time they become a young adult. And it's a really interesting challenge. Again, I've not done it. I've seen a few people do this challenge, but I've never done it before, and it is a very, very interesting and fun little challenge. And those are it. Those are 6 Sims 4 family challenges for you all to try, just to keep the game fresh and entertaining for you if you're finding it a little bit stale, or if you're brand new to the game and you're not sure what to do. By the way, if any of y'all would like me to play any of these challenges, let me know which one you'd be most interested in, and we'll see what we can do. I might do one of these challenges that you all pick for me after we do the Millionaire Challenge. After that's finished, I might do one of these family challenges and see how it goes.